Hello everyone, in today's video, I'll be sharing you this quick and easy chicken bulgogi. All the ingredients to this recipe is going to be listed in the description below. Here are the ingredients that I'm going to be using to make this chicken bulgogi. So let's get started. So we're going to be using chicken. I marinated this chicken for a while, everyone. Then I'll be using white onions. I will also be using cucumber. And then a bean sprout. Purple cabbage. You can use the regular cabbage if you want to. Scallion or green onions. Yellow squash. You don't have to use yellow squash, but I love yellow squash. Mushroom. I love using this kind of mushroom, everyone. And then spinach. And for a wrap, everyone, I'm gonna be using romaine lettuce. So to make this chicken bulgogi and to cook the vegetable, I'll be using different pots and pan. That way they're all done almost at the same time. So this big pot right here is for my bean sprout to boil. So let's get started. So on this silver skillet of mine, everyone, I'm gonna add my 3 tablespoons of oil. You can use any oil, but I love using the olive oil. So I'm just gonna let this oil get hot, and once it's ready, I'm gonna start adding the chicken. So now let's start adding the chicken a little at a time. That way you will not burn your hand or anything. And what you can do as well is you can just pour the whole thing, but just be very careful, because when the oil is hot, that way you don't get any oil on your finger whatsoever. So as you put the chicken, everyone, make sure you kind of stir it. That way the olive oil will season the oil. So let's go ahead and pour the entire thing, and let's give this a mix. This chicken, I marinated this chicken for about 3 hours because I know already what to cook for dinner. So I marinated the chicken ahead of time. So now let's put the cover to this chicken, and we're gonna cook this chicken for 15 to 20 minutes. We're gonna bring this to boil, and once it starts boiling, we're gonna start our timer. So in this skillet, everyone, I'm gonna add about 2 to 3 tablespoons of oil, and I'm gonna let this oil get hot. And once it's ready, we're gonna start cooking our carrots. So the first vegetable we're gonna cook is carrots. And while doing this, everyone, my oven is preheated at 220. That way I can put the vegetable and keep them warm as I cook the vegetables. So once I finish cooking the carrots, I'm gonna put it in the oven just to keep it warm. So when you add the vegetable in the skillet, just give it a mix. That way all the carrots is well coated with some olive oil. I love using carrots with the bulgogi because it adds a really nice color, and it's healthy. So with the carrots, everyone, we're gonna season this with garlic and salt. You can season this with salt and black pepper if you want to, but I love using the garlic salt. So let's add the garlic salt. You're just gonna eyeball this, everyone. It's not a lot, just a sprinkle of garlic salt, because you don't want to over season your carrots or your vegetables, because the chicken is already seasoned. So now let's give it a mix, and we're gonna cook this for about 2 to 3 minutes. I don't want this to overcook because I want it to be crunchy. So now, everyone, the carrots is done. I just cooked this for about 3 minutes, and now I'm gonna transfer this in my bowl, and I'm using Pyrex, that way I can put this in the oven. So make sure, everyone, you transfer every vegetables on a oven safe what is this, glass or something. I have a lot of Pyrex, so that's what I use. Or you can use the pan, like a pizza pan, something like that. So we're gonna just finish transferring all of this, and then put this in the oven, that way it stay warm. You can make this meal, everyone, in under 50 minutes if you have all stove burner going. Like your chicken is cooking, you're boiling your water for your for your sprouts and everything. So now on this skillet, everyone, the same skillet, we're gonna cook our cabbage in here. Alright, everyone, let's go ahead and add our cabbage and see how much oil we're gonna add to this. I love using the purple cabbage, everyone, because they add more color to this dish. I want this dish to be very appetizing as you looked at it, because of all the color, and it's very healthy, everyone. So now let's add a little bit of oil, maybe a teaspoon or a tablespoon of oil, and season this with the garlic salt. I'm using the same seasoning. The garlic salt is one of my favorite, everyone. So let's just give this a mix, and we're gonna cook this for about 2 to 3 minutes. We're not gonna overcook this one because I want the cabbage to be crunchy as well. So just mix this until all the ingredients are well combined, and we're gonna cook this for about 2 to 3 minutes. And as you check your as you cook your vegetables, everyone, don't forget to check your chicken and give it a mix, and make sure that it's not overcooked. And the heat on my chicken, everyone, is on medium. I don't want it to be on high, that way it's not tough. Alright, everyone, we're gonna mix this cabbage and leave this alone and let it cook. And now let's start working on our bean sprout. So the water is boiling, so I'm gonna go ahead and add my bean sprout. And everyone, the bean sprout don't need to be boiled for a long time, so I actually just boiled this for like a minute, and then I took it out and drained. That way it's not overcooked. You can season this with salt, or just leave it the way it is. Alright, everyone, the cabbage is done. I just cooked this for 3 minutes, that way it's not overcooked, and it have that crunch. So now let's just mix this a little bit, and then get our bowl ready. That way we can transfer this and put this in the oven to keep it warm. So the oven, everyone, is not too hot, so it will not cook this again. Or what you can do as well, everyone, is put just aluminum foil on the top and put this aside, and then you don't have to put it inside the oven. But when I put this vegetable in the oven, everyone, it didn't cook or nothing, because it was just, the temperature was just perfect. And let's keep in mind, everyone, every oven have different temperature, so make sure that the 220 or 225 is not too hot for you. Or what you can do is you can just, the lower setting of your oven. So just keep that in mind. So now let's go ahead and transfer this in the bowl, that way we can move on and cook our next vegetable. This was a very delicious dish, everyone. We all enjoyed it, and it's so healthy. So when you try this, everyone, please let me know, that way I know how you like it. So the next thing we're gonna cook, everyone, is our mushroom. So we're gonna use the same skillet. We just, you can wipe this one, or you can just leave it the way it is. It don't really matter, because it won't change the taste of the vegetable. Alright, on this skillet, everyone, I'm gonna use a paper towel to wipe the remaining of the cabbage. That way it's neater and cleaner. So now let's go ahead and add about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Remember, everyone, you can add any oil you want to. Now let's go ahead and add the mushroom. And the mushroom, everyone, we're gonna season this with garlic salt, and we won't cook this for a long time. We're gonna cook this for about 2 to 3 minutes. You can use any mushroom you want, but I like using this kind of mushroom. So just give this a mix, and we're gonna start seasoning this with the garlic salt, and we're gonna cook this for about 2 to 3 minutes, and then check on our what is this, bean sprout. Remember, the bean sprout cannot be overcooked, everyone. So now let's add our garlic salt, just a little bit, and then give it a mix and leave it alone and let it cook. Alright, everyone, my bean sprout is done. I turned off the heat, but I couldn't drain it right away because I was cooking my mushroom. So we're gonna transfer this in a bowl and keep this warm. That way it's warm when I serve this to my husband and my kids. So I'm using my purple tongue in here because it's hard to drain, and change it to a bigger spatula. This is a fun thing to do, everyone. Really exciting. Alright, everyone, the mushroom has been cooking for over a minute now. So I want this mushroom to taste really good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of soy sauce, about a teaspoon of soy sauce. You can use any soy sauce you want, and it don't really matter. It won't change the taste of the mushroom. So now let's give this a mix and let it continue cooking. So while the mushroom is cooking, everyone, let's go ahead and check our chicken to make sure that it's not overcooked and it's tender. Sorry, everyone, trying to adjust the camera. So the chicken is boiling, everyone, and this is the perfect time to give your chicken a taste to make sure that it doesn't need any more salt or black pepper or soy sauce. So just give it a mix and make sure you taste the chicken and that it's tender. This made the house smell so delicious, everyone. This is one of our favorite dishes to eat. Alright, everyone, the mushroom is cooked, so now it's time to put this in the bowl. So I'm using all my glass bowl, everyone, because it's the safe bowl to use in the oven. You can use any plate as well, as long as they are oven safe. So the next thing we're gonna cook in here, everyone, is my yellow squash. So just clean up the skillet, everyone. Pour the juice. That way, when you clean your skillet, we can add more oil to it. So what I did, everyone, is I rinsed the skillet with some hot water and then let it dry. That way I can add more olive oil. So I'm adding about 2 tablespoons of olive oil to cook my yellow squash. Yellow squash is really delicious, everyone. So let's just add this one in here and just be careful, that way you will not burn your hand. So the yellow squash, everyone, we're gonna season this with some garlic salt and just a little bit of garlic salt. That way it will not be salty, or that way the garlic salt will not overpower the flavor of the yellow squash. You can use any squash you want to, but I choose the summer squash or the yellow squash because it really tastes delicious. So now let's go ahead and check our chicken again. Let's give this another stir. Let's stir this up and make sure that the bottom is not burning. So the chicken is done, everyone, but we're gonna put the cover back. That way it will stay warm. So now let's go back to our yellow squash. As I was filming this, everyone, I really didn't have a good tripod. I've used my tripod so much that it's hard to get it sturdy or still. I keep moving. So we're gonna cook the squash, everyone, for about 3 minutes, and we're gonna stir it a little bit, that way it will not get burned. So now let's go ahead and season this with the garlic salt and let it continue cooking. So just give this a mix, everyone, and with the yellow squash, everyone, I'm gonna season this with a little bit of black pepper. So with the black pepper and the garlic salt, everyone, and the soy sauce, I'm just eyeballing this one because, you know, we all have different taste buds. So basically I don't add a lot of the garlic salt, soy sauce, and black pepper because I don't want them to overpower the flavor that I already added on the chicken. So we're gonna cook this for about 3 minutes and we'll come back once it's done. Alright, everyone, my yellow squash has been cooking for 3 minutes. Now let's transfer this in another bowl. That way we can cook another thing. This was really fun to do, everyone. I don't know what it is, but cooking, everybody, just makes me happy. So the next thing we're gonna cook, everyone, is the onions. The onions, everyone, we're just gonna saute this for about 2 to 3 minutes until it's translucent. So now I'm not gonna clean my skillet. I'm just gonna go ahead and add a olive oil. So you can scrape those little seeds from the yellow squash, or you can leave it alone, it don't really matter. So now let's just add about a tablespoon of olive oil to cook our onions. So now let's add our onions. Sorry about that, oh my goodness, I was a little bit clumsy over there. So let's give this a mix. And with the onions, everyone, I'm gonna season this with garlic salt. Just a little bit of garlic salt, not too much. garlic salt, everyone, is my favorite seasoning. So I'm just gonna season this with a little bit of garlic salt, and then we're gonna season this with a little bit of black pepper, and just give this a mix until all the ingredients are well combined. Then we're gonna cook this one for about 3 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes, until the onions is translucent. So if you need more oil, everyone, as you can see, I add more oil because it needed more. Just a little bit of splash, nothing much. So just give this a mix and leave this alone and let it cook for about 2 to 3 minutes. Alright, everyone, my onions is done. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna put this in a bowl and put this in the oven, that way it stay warm. I love having a lot of onions on this bulgogi, everyone. You can use the other color, the red onions, if you want to, but the white is just perfect for this because it gave it another color. So the next thing we're gonna cook, everyone, is our spinach. With the onions and mushroom and spinach and other vegetable, this is going to be really delicious, everyone, and it's very healthy. So let's just finish cleaning up the skillet and getting all those onions, and then we're gonna proceed to the next vegetable that we're gonna cook. Alright, everyone, using a wet paper towel, we're gonna wipe the skillet, and then we're gonna add more oil to this. Just a little bit of oil, just enough to cook the spinach. And now let's go ahead and add our spinach. This looks a lot, everyone, but once it starts cooking, it's not that much at all. You can put a cover on this, that way it will make it faster to cook. Alright, everyone, let's go ahead and add a cover, that way the spinach will go down and it's easier for me to mix and put seasoning to this. I'll be back. Alright, everyone, the spinach went down, and now let's mix this one and make sure the bottom is not burned. And we're gonna season this with garlic salt and black pepper. So let's add a little bit of garlic salt and a little bit of black pepper. So now let's give this a mix until all the ingredients are well combined. So the spinach, everyone, we're not gonna be cooking this for a long time. We're gonna cook this for about a minute. 1 minute to 2 minutes. I don't like a overcooked spinach. So we're gonna let this simmer for about a minute or two, and then we're gonna transfer this to the bowl. Alright, everyone, let's start transferring this to our bowl. The spinach cooked really fast, everyone, so you don't have to overcook this one, because a overcooked spinach just don't taste good. And with the juice of the spinach, everyone, we're gonna save this and pour this on the spinach, that way it will give more flavor. Just be careful because it's really hot. Alright, everyone, the next thing we're gonna do is clean the skillet before we add the oil. So I'm using the wet paper towel. So now let's go ahead and add a little bit of oil, about a tablespoon of oil, and then we're gonna add our cucumber. So the cucumber, everyone, we're gonna season this with garlic salt. And when I was doing the video, everyone, the camera cut off in the middle of filming, so I was not able to show the part where I was putting garlic salt to the cucumber. And let me tell you, everyone, the cooked cucumber is amazing. It tastes so delicious, everyone. I loved it. So we're gonna let this cook for about 2 to 3 minutes everyone, and then once the time is up, we're gonna transfer this in a bowl. Just make sure that you taste this one before you add more salt. Alright everyone, this has been cooking for about 2 minutes actually. So I decided to take out the cucumber and put it in the bowl, that way it's not gonna be overcooked, because I wanna maintain the crunchiness of the cucumber. So let's just finish transferring this cucumber, and after this everyone, we're gonna go ahead and take out our chicken and put the chicken in the bowl, and then we're gonna serve the dinner. So our chicken is warm because I just left this in the skillet. So now I'm gonna transfer this in my big serving bowl, because my husband, everyone, and kids, when they smell this chicken, they were like so excited to eat. And it took us about a day and a half to finish the entire dish, because it was a lot, you know, it was a lot for us, and we're not big eaters, so it took us a day and a half to finish, and we really enjoyed it. The chicken have a really delicious taste because of all the spice and the sauce that I used to marinate the chicken. And with the juice that's in the chicken, everyone, don't throw this away, because it's perfect to go over rice, you know, or something for biscuit to dip. So I finally finished cooking, everyone, and I have the table ready for my husband and kids. And when I was serving this, everyone, they all enjoyed it and really loved it. And they have to make themselves stop eating because they were eating a lot. But you know, this is really healthy food, and it was just delicious. And we used the chili sauce from Panda, and I used romaine lettuce as our wrap. You can use taco for this if you want to, but I want the romaine lettuce to be my wrap for this. The carrots is crunchy, and the cabbage, everything, it was just delicious. And this is how it looks, everyone, once we started layering all the vegetables and adding the sauce. And it was very, very appetizing, everyone. It is perfect for a weekend meal, or you know, any day really, as long as you have patience in cooking all the vegetables. So the next day, everyone, what I did is I ate this for breakfast and just serve on the plate the way I want to look. So it was really pretty. So I hope that you enjoy this recipe. If you try this recipe, everyone, please let me know down in the comments below, and I will see you all again on my next video. Bye bye everyone, see you next time.